Custom Garage. So today we're working on the gate. Now, I've made a couple different hinges. Nothing's worked the way I want it to. So what I've done is I've got these hinges, which mount inside of here. They're just old barn door hinges. Obviously it comes down, it opens to a point, and then it hits. So what I have to do now is modify the bumper so that it don't hit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go from probably here somewhere on both sides. I'm gonna take the brace out that goes in between. I'm gonna cut that off. And hopefully it gives me enough clearance not to have to get involved with the outside. That's what I'm trying to do, is avoid cutting out here if I don't have to. If I have to cut it in there, I'll be all right with it. But we're just gonna cut out the section. As you can see, there's a little bit of a gap here. So hopefully I can cut out just enough to make this so it opens. And then we can worry about getting a latch and getting all that stuff set up. But yeah, it's close. Actually, it needs to come down just a little bit on this side. And this side's pretty good. So, as you can see, that gap ain't too bad. It's a touch high, but not, I think I live with that. And this side here is a little higher than that. So this side I want to bring down. And it should be easy enough to do at this point, because everything is kind of tack welded in place. So for now it opens that much, and then we'll do is we'll put some latches in here somehow so it latches. Not quite sure yet, but that looks like I have room there to make a latch. So if I can make a latch there, that'll work. That'll be perfect. So yeah, we're gonna take the bumper back off. We're gonna take some pieces out, and then we'll put it back on. Okay, so we've cut the brace that holds the bumper here. So now we have full motion. Got a couple clecos in each side just holding it in place. But now we have full motion of the gate. So now what I want to do is see if I can get a latch in it. It also needs to slide to the passenger side just a little bit. This gap's wider than that gap. So I'm going to make adjustments. I think in these clecos we'll find a way to move it over. So it'll probably make it, maybe I'll put bolts in there and make it adjustable so it can slide back and forth. Might be the answer to that problem. It also give me some play to go in and out or inside to side. So that all works. We're close. That's what we want, is close. Next thing now is I gotta put a latch in on the side here. So I'll put a latch in here somewhere that this thing will shut and latch. Okay, so here's what we got. I welded a piece of square tube in here with a notch and a rod. We'll fine tune that a little bit, but that's there. This is the latch to the back seat. So as I close, this goes in and locks. So there we have it. Now, everything's got to come apart, be welded solid. We'll put bolts down here where the clecos are. And we'll bend this over and put a bolt on that, going into the back body panel. So we'll have some adjustment on that. And then we got this whole thing needs to go that way. Probably 1/8 of an inch, maybe a little bit less. So there, that works. Now I need to make the bumper fit. which is probably going to require me to cut a part of this top lip off. But one problem at a time. For now, I just wanted to get the gate functional. So now, at least now it latches. So that's a good thing. But yeah, this has been, I don't know, an hour or two of messing with stuff and trying to figure out the next step. And you just gotta look at things to figure it out. Figure out what you want, what you have. And that little lock that goes in here, I gotta put a handle on it so it'll open up, come out. And we'll trim these, cut the heads off, cut the length off it so it just fits. And we'll weld all this stuff up solid, and we'll be in good shape. So yep, there you go. And it latches in. So yeah, progress. I want to get that done today. Now I can work on. I gotta get it finished, get it where it's adjustable. I'm gonna order another latch for the other side. So we have two sides that are latched, and we'll be in business. Okay guys, here's what I've done. Everything's good, everything's where it needs to be now. I'm gonna remove this, and I'm gonna make a pocket. I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna put sides on it, and I'm gonna weld this to the hinge, and then to the car. And what that'll do, I won't have to weld the hinge directly to the outside of sheet metal, which I don't wanna do. But I still need a way to hold this, and these little tack welds down here are not going to do the job. They're just temporary. So we're going to cut this piece out, I'm going to put this piece in its place and make some sides for it, and then we'll weld this thing directly to the hinge and to the car, and that should form a pretty solid structure. Okay, the gate's held up right now by a bucket and a gallon of antifreeze. So that's got it up in the air. Now I'm going to try to get these out. Okay, so this piece will go in like this, and I'll knock this down so it's tight. And then we're going to put some sides on it and put some holes in it to weld it down to the bottom. So I'll grab my hammer and dolly, and we're going to dolly that down flat. Okay, this piece is in. I made holes to weld it down to that when I'm ready. Now I'm going to make sides for this to add some strength to this pocket. Okay, what I'll do now is I'm going to cut a notch out where this hinge is. Okay, we're going to stick a few tacks on this so it stays in place. We'll do the other side. Yeah, I'm going to weld these plugs on the bottom one at a time and then cool them. So again, I don't get heat transferred to the outer panel.
I'm waiting here for you. I'm waiting here for you.
Okay, as you see, it's welded all the way around. Some of it's pretty, some of it's not so pretty, but it's welded. It's welded in there. That's welded to the hinge, and then all the side pieces are welded on the sides. So this ain't going anywhere. And now that's strong, I'll do the same thing to the other side, and then we're gonna put some bolts in here so this is adjustable. And if I need to take the gate off, I want to have the opportunity to be able to do that. So we're gonna bolt that down. So yeah, we're gonna leave these edges on. What I may do is go straight across and down and up and fill in most of this so you can't see it. I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna get all this done, but maybe we'll go flat with this here and leave the holes here for the lights. Not sure yet. So we'll have to figure that out as we go. But for now, we'll just leave these on. It's out of the way and the gate shuts. That's all we want. Okay, so let's get started on the other side. I'm not going to tape that one. There's no sense seeing it twice. We'll get that done and then we'll move on. Okay, so today I'm going to repair the bumper. It has some scratches right there. And it has a little digger right there. We're going to use some of the polyester putty here and fill them. They're just light scratches, not a big deal. Just put the product on and smooth it out and then you're done. Let this dry while I'm working on the tailgate. So, you know, keep more than one thing going at once, gets things done. I want to get some filler on this so I get this thing primed. And it's like just a little bit. Okay, I'm going to set you down. I'm going to smooth this out nice. And then we'll go back and work on the tailgate for a while. And then later on I'll come out and sand it. Okay, we're going to insert some nut certs in here. So we'll take these out. Just going to take out one. Okay, before I do this, I'm going to clean up the area. Okay, this is the nut and this is the tool that puts it in. So it screws all the way on. Stick it in the hole. That hole's gonna need to get a little bit bigger. And you just squeeze it like a rivet. That inserts a little nut in there. Now that'll go on. Now these are threaded for 1/4 and this goes on with an Allen head. So we'll tighten that one, then we'll do the next hole. Okay, now that I tighten this so that wouldn't move. Now I'm going to loosen this, take it off, put a nut in there, and we should be good to go. Okay, there you have it. Now it's a bolt-on piece. This trunk would come on and off. So now we can start finishing off the inside. Okay, we do a little cleaning up in here and getting this thing where I want it. I'll put this panel here in at that body line. Okay, let's tack this in and see what we got. That was test. Okay. Okay, got a little hit on this side. I'll have to do some adjusting on this after. But for now, that's going to give us some structure here and allow us to bring the wiring up in the back here. And that's what we want to do. We want to get the wiring in the back so we can run it to all the lights from the inside. Yeah, it's coming along. Now, this was tight before and I pushed it out. I pushed it out too far, so I'm going to have to fill in some of this to make it look good. So we got to do a little body work on this quarter panel now to get the gaps right, because that side looked great, this side not so much. Yeah, this side's pretty much perfect all the way down, so we'll get to make that side match. Not a big deal, we can do that. Okay, with this piece tacked in, I made a cardboard template of the underneath and put a piece in. Now I'm still going to need to fill in this corner a little bit. It's not a big deal. And a tiny bit on that one. And we're going to weld this thing in just like it is. So it's not perfect, but I don't care. It'll be alright. We're going to put more welds in here, grind them down flush. And we should be in good shape, but I got to make some covers for the tail lights still. Not sure what I'm going to do with those yet, but there's going to needs to be covers for both these lights. That's why I left them open, and I've got to fill in the tops up here. Okay, we made the piece that goes across the front. I wanted to keep those ridges like that, so we made a piece, tacked it across here. I ground it down till it fit, and then we tack welded that. And now we're going to fill all those welds in and grind it smooth. While working back and forth with the quarters, we were working on this tailgate. As you can see, the inside panel is pretty much welded in now. I got to put some corner pieces in just to fill in the edges here. That'll be done. This here keeps moving. It's moving in and out. What I've made is a little piece of angle. Let's see if I can hold this. All right. So this is going to go in. Let's get this. All right, here we go. Goes in under this and over this. I'm going to clamp this in place and weld it on, so it won't affect the latching. I don't think. I'm going to tack it and test it first, but that'll close this up and keep this from twisting around, I hope. So we'll weld that. We'll weld across here, and if I have to, I'll put another brace across here. So we'll stiffen this up here so it doesn't move back and forth. So let's get this thing welded on, and then we'll see what else we need to do. So I put a couple tacks in it, two there, and test fit the shut. And there it goes, shuts nice and perfect, got a nice flat edge here. So this is good. Next we'll work on this side. So we're still waiting for the latch to come in over here. So no big rush on that, but I wanted to get this on, so that worked. And that works good. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna weld all this up, and then we'll come back and continue working on the gate. Okay, our latch came in, so we mounted it the opposite of this one. This one's got the little pin on the bottom. This one has it on top, but that's the only way it's gonna work. So now we have a working gate. There you go. So I'm gonna do some finishing up on the welding on the inside. I might eventually make one latch for both sides, but for now we'll use 2 latches. We gotta weld this up like this is. I took a little more care on welding this one so I don't have as much to weld. But we gotta weld this panel in there to strengthen all this up so it doesn't move. And yeah, we'll be in good shape with this. And we'll finish up welding all these spots. We got some spots in here to weld up. And we'll get this thing ready for primer. Hey guys, so it's been 3-4 days since I've actually videoed anything. What I have done is a lot of welding and grinding. All the little pieces that needed to get put in, all the patches are in. This is welded up. All the patches, all the corners were welded in. And now we have a fully functional tailgate. So yeah, this is latches put in. That one was already in. We did a little sanding in here to get a little better gap, but this is a functional tailgate. So, oh, there you go. So there it is, guys, nice and tight, it ain't wobbling. Now what I'll do is I'll start stripping, get all the paint off the outside, and do the body work this needs. And this is the last of the body work. Okay, so we've sanded it all down. This in here, the paint's good. I'm just gonna scuff it with a red scuff pad. And we'll epoxy around and then we'll just paint this when we're ready. So, yeah, this is sanded, it's all bare metal. Really not a lot feels pretty straight. So I think there's a little bit up top to do, but otherwise it's pretty decent. We still have the spoiler to do. We have a couple more pieces to weld on, but we're pretty much out of time for this video. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Please hit that like, subscribe, notification, share with your friends, watch more of my videos, and we'll keep working on this thing, get her done. But again, thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.